Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Master Chappy here today for another Madden video, and in today's video we got a nice set of gameplay for you. We got a double header. This first game is actually a 50K game against KidWiz, and then the second game is actually the third time I had played DatDudeBA, and I believe it was for 100K or maybe 150, something like that. I'll let you guys know in the description after I double check that. But with that being said, definitely some really good games, some nice defensive gameplay here. And then my game against BA is actually going to be Steelers versus the Cowboys, and which I take the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'll give you guys a couple of the teams I like using for head-to-head, for ranked, or for playing people with regular teams, and kind of why I like those teams in this video. And, we'll just start things off at the top. Of course, the obvious Seattle Seahawks, probably the best team in the game, the team most people use, obviously awesome defense, crazy good defense. And offensively, you got Russell Wilson, who's athletic. You have Marshawn Lynch, who is very beast modish. And then you also have Chris Matthews, who's really solid for face catching. Does he have the best hands? No, but he's got some pretty decent hands. And, after that update after the Super Bowl, he's definitely a viable threat for your face catching and, just going up and getting big. And then, of course, you got some other faster wide receivers. So if you got some dots, they can get open and, be fine. So that's those guys. Another team I really enjoy using, of course, is the Packers. You got A-Rod, you got Lacey, who's tough. You got, good wide receivers. Jordy Nelson can do the face catch. And you got other guys that can really just catch the ball and get open. And then defensively, they've got a really solid linebacker core. I mean, Peppers is insane. Obviously, the other linebackers can make some plays too. You got Sam Shields, who's really fast. And then, overall, they're just a really solid team, mainly because of A-Rod and mainly because of the linebacker core. Really like those guys. Another team I would recommend using is a team that we'll be using in the next game, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really enjoy using them in the video game. They got some really diverse halfbacks. They got a really fast halfback. They got a powerful running back, that's kind of got a mix of both worlds. And then you've got Big Ben. And then their wide receiver core, of course, you got Antonio Brown. You got another couple fast dudes that are really quick that can make stuff happen. And, they're really solid on defense. Very solid, very athletic. Like, the Steelers are a very athletic team, whether it be size, whether it be speed. They've got a little bit of everything. And they just are a very good team to use. And I would recommend trying those guys out. And then on the other side, the team that BA uses, another team I use pretty regularly, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. And it's pretty much for them an offensive three-punch. You've got Dez, who's going to be your face catch, who's going to be your abuse any one-on-one coverage dude. You've got DeMarco Murray, who's one of the best running backs in the game and one of the best running backs in MUT. And then you also have Romo, who's solid. And he can make some plays too offensively for you, and he's a solid quarterback. Not the greatest, but definitely far from bad. He's definitely usable. And then their defense, they've got a couple dudes that are okay. They got a couple linebackers, couple linemen that are solid. And overall, it's just a solid defense. If you've got a good defensive scheme, they can actually give you some pretty solid results. So those are some of those teams. A couple defensive teams I really like using, and that would be the Cardinals and the Chiefs. The Chiefs, it's similar to the Cowboys and kind of how their makeup is as a team. You got Jamal Charles, who's absolutely a monster halfback. Alex Smith is pretty decent at quarterback, and then as we get a nice kick return, and he gone. But you got Alex Smith, a decent quarterback. Then you got Bo that can face catch. Then you got some other dudes that can also catch the ball decently. And then their defense, their linebacker core is just really nice. Really, really nice linebacker core. And they also have a really solid just defense overall. Like, you got Sean Smith, who's an absolute monster for stopping the face catch. He's like 6'2", 6'3", and you can put him on the side that people like to face catch towards. And then they've got Eric Berry, and just a lot of really solid players on the defensive side of the ball. So definitely the Chiefs, and then the Cardinals, who have, I think it's not even arguable at this point. Maybe you could say the Patriots, but for Madden purposes, I would say the Cardinals have the best 1-2 corner punch in Pat Pete and Cromartie. I know Pat Pete's rating has been going down a bit, but definitely between those two guys, you can slow down the face catch on both sides. They've got good linebackers, solid safeties, and a pretty good defensive line too once you sub in everybody. One of the better defensive teams in the game, easily top 5. As we freaking fumble here, I was trying to check it down to the halfback over there, but I just didn't throw the ball in time. And that's one thing I've been working on lately, is knowing when to stop to make a pass and when to actually throw it on the run. Because I've noticed that's one thing I'd make a mistake of, and I get sacked pretty often because I'll be getting chased by a lineman or something, and then I'll stop and try to make a pass, and the animation will be too long. And sometimes well, a lot of the times it's better to actually just make that throw on the run. I noticed it a few times in recent games that if I would have just thrown it on the run, I would have got a nice, like, 5-yard pickup or something, just hitting the drag or something. But it was the same dude I was hitting. But if I would have hit it on the run, it would have been a much quicker animation, wouldn't have gotten sacked, and would have been a lot better off. So those are some of the teams I like using. Another team is the Ravens. Shout outs to Ghost. You know, he always trying to get me to use them Ravens. And, you know, you got, again, a very solid team. Marlon Brown can do the face catch. You've got a solid running back. You've got Flacco's got a cannon of an arm. And then, again, a very solid defense. Jimmy Smith is going to do pretty decent against the face catch, as well as, you know, just about anybody else. And then, you know, some really solid linebackers. And, you know, overall, very good team. So those are pretty much, I think, the teams that I use whenever I play head-to-head wager matches, or whenever I play, you know, a money game or anything like that. I'm probably going to use one of those teams. And pretty much between those teams, I can match up with anybody. I mean, the Chiefs, lower rated team, and so I'll just use them, or I'll use, you know, the Steelers or somebody or whatever. Either way, you can match up with one of those teams, I believe, and those are my favorite teams to use. And so right here, again, this is the third time I've played BA. I had actually lost the first game. He flooded me. It was just awful. He just clearly outplayed me. My team was a little worse than his at the time, but that definitely didn't have much effect on the outcome of the game. He just outplayed me. Couldn't deny anything about that. Second game, we played again. My team was a little better at that point. We were about even in overall. I think he was like a 95. I was like a 94. So really no big difference in team there. And we got quite a few breaks. And so this is the run back that we just had played. And this was the third game. We were running it right back. And that's one thing I don't get that people don't do. It's weird. It's like, I don't get why people don't try to give rematches in 2015. It's like the weirdest thing ever. Like, I've always learned, like, when you're playing and when you're, like, wagering or betting or whatever, like, you always give the rematch if you're going to run it back. You got to get a rematch. Get a rematch one time. But I guess, you know, if you feel you got lucky, or you know you got lucky or something, I guess it would make sense. But with that being said, he's driving down here. All he needs is a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. We were unable to stop him on fourth. He tries to stop there to eat up some more of the clock, but is unsuccessful. And right here, we get a really big break as his quarterback just misses the pass. And now we don't even have to really, you know, move the ball. I mean, we don't have to score. We just got to move the ball a little bit. And right there, my running back breaks the tackle, and we're able to kill the rest of the clock right there just from nailing it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, as well as my thoughts on some of the teams I like using in the game. If you want me to review any team in particular of what they're good at, what they're bad at, let me know in the comments below, and I will, you know, maybe look forward to doing that in a future video. But that's going to do it for our time. Take care, be safe, be smart. Till the next time, we gone!